Circles.
Yeah, well, fucking, you took my... I was about to say, Circles.
End of the line! Welcome to Tied Down TV, the punk rock opinion show with me, Geoff.
I'm Danny.
And today we're doing top 5 American hardcore, 85 to 89. So, as you'll probably know, maybe not, our second video we did was American hardcore from 1980 to 1984, which is kind of like the golden age of American hardcore, wasn't it? So many good albums. Go and check that video out if you haven't watched it as well. But after sort of 84, 85, things, you know, hardcore was still existing, but a lot of stuff was starting to change, I feel, as well. Some of it was going more melodic, you know, Revolution Summer in the mid-80s, things like that was influencing a lot more, maybe experimenting with their sounds.
A lot of like the older bands that were still around had probably taken a more metal approach.
Definitely.
Some of it good, some of it shit.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was definitely a lot of metal. Some of the crossover stuff, some of it got too metal. It's too metal for me, to be fair. But, you know...
More up my street.
Yeah,
definitely more up my street.
Whereas, the melodic side of it is probably more up my street as well. Yeah. But speaking of maybe metallic-influenced hardcore, I'm going with my first pick, Ashes to Ashes, Final Conflict. What can you say about this? How fucking good's this record, Danny, man? Yeah. It's fucking brilliant. From California, this came out in about 88, I think. Influenced by Discharge, Anti-Emacs, all that kind of Crucifix, I think, had a little bit of an influence on him as well from the early 80s. It's fast hardcore, definitely some crossover there, thrashy, you know, big guitar solos, stuff like that. It's class though. Starts. It was even a bit catchy. Was that Abolish Police? That's the hook in that's so good, isn't it? But it's
one of them records that annoys me. I only have a CD of it and not have a vinyl.
Well, you're not a CD wanker, mate. You know.
For once, it's not me. Or for once, it's not you.
But this is it's so good, isn't it? Like I couldn't stress it enough. Out of all the picks I've picked, and maybe even that you picked, I think this possibly could be one of the top ones on the wall for me in this.
Okay.
In these top. You know, in this in this video,
all right.
Like, it's great. Yeah. But go and check it out. Like I say, it's start to finish. I think every song on it is a winner, isn't it? You know, you look at it. The first time I kind of found this band, I was looking them up online a little bit, and you're looking at the artwork, and you're looking at the members and stuff. And I thought, well, that's got to be a crust band, doesn't it? You know
You'd think it was when you seen the members.
All the big war, like the mushroom cloud, all that stuff, and you look at the members, but it's probably, you know, it's more closer to just fast hardcore and a bit of crossover. If you've not heard it though, you need to go and check it out. I'm telling you now, if you have any interest in hardcore, especially from America, like this fucking gem, just go and get it.
Yeah. So I've seen you're not messing around this week. Straight out there with a big gun.
Yeah, man.
So I've got to get back in there, haven't I? Straight away. I'm not messing around. I'm going for a big gun straight away. Cro-Mags, Age of Quarrel. Legendary New York hardcore album. Yeah. One of the best of all time, in my opinion. Loaded with classic tunes. Starts off with We Gotta Know. Yeah. Gets it going straight away, doesn't it? World Peace, then, you know what I mean? Yeah. Show You No Mercy, amazing. Street Justice, Hard Times. Fucking so many bands cover all. When you've got an album where so many bands cover so many of the songs off it, you know what I mean? And one of my favourite tunes, the last one, Sign of the Times. Now, it might surprise some people. It's not actually my favourite Cro-Mags record. That's for another video. Yeah, that might be safe for another video. But but you know, they're just an unbelievably good band. And like I say, one of my biggest influences in my life, hardcore. Yeah. I was saying to you, wasn't I? And I stand by it. All the legendary hardcore albums, Bad Brains, Damaged, Out of Step, all of them. This belongs in that bracket. Yeah. It's that important, in my opinion. Do you know what I mean?
I agree on that statement on the importance and the influence of it. But as you actually know, Cro-Mags not a massive fan of.
No, you're not really that into them, are you? They're a band I've always tried to push you into.
I like that album. Yeah. It is good, and I'm not knocking it. Yeah. Definitely deserves its place where it is, and I agree with you. It is in that list of those.
Well, I can't speak about it enough. It's one of the most, like I say, one of the best albums in my opinion ever to come out of hardcore.
Formative band for you as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's kind of sad how this band have gone though now. You know, in a lot of inner conflict. There's now two Cro-Magses. Yeah, there's the real Cro-Mags, which is just Harley Flanagan with guess some hired guns, and there's Cro-Mags JM, which is John Joseph and Mackie Jason. So you got to pick which one you want to go and see. I've seen the Harley Flanagan one, and it was a lot of fun. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's just sad, you know. You're never going to see that legendary lineup ever again.
No,
do you know what I mean?
Probably not.
But yeah, I mean, anyone watching this video knows this. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, it's
well, watching it because you think, oh yeah, I like American hardcore. You definitely had that album. Yeah. It's still a classic, and it still needs included.
That classic photo on the back as well. Amazing. But yeah,
it's class.
My first pick, because I had to try and knock his final conflict out of the water there. Cro-Mags, Age of Quarrel.
Alright. Second pick for me. I'm going Another Wasted Night, Gangrene. And much like Final Conflict, you know, it's got some thrashiness to it, definitely. Yeah. And later in their career, they were full on, like thrash and speed metal, even, weren't they?
Yeah.
But, you know, classic Boston hardcore album. This classic. It's great, it's fast, it's over in minutes. I heard these, I was about, I don't know if anyone watching it, put in the comments if you remember, this compilation came out, I reckon I would have been about 16, it was called Skate to Hell.
Right.
And obviously, the song off here called Skate to Hell was on it, and I heard that and I was like, wow, this is great. I can't even really remember anything else that was on that. I do remember Bloody Sabbath was on it as well.
Yeah, okay.
That was on there, and it was, you know, it was littered with punk of like the more modern mainstream variety and some other bits and bobs. But anyway, I digress. But that's the first time I heard them, so I went and actually got this on CD, and it was there straight away. I loved it. The Alcohol, got to be one of the biggest tunes on here. I think it's been covered, much like you said by Cro-Mags. Alcohol's been covered by a lot of people.
Yeah.
I believe, although I've not seen any footage of it or anything, but I believe Metallica have done it live as well a few times, which is not as surprising as they have covered a lot of hardcore stuff. But I mean, like I say, I'm not a massive fan of a lot of their other discography that I've heard, but this, I do fucking love this thing. It's fucking great. And again, if you've not heard it, it's brilliant. It's very fast. Again, there's some guitar solos. The Voices Carry song is a cover, I believe. I don't actually think I've heard the original, but of like a song that was quite big in America in the 80s. So, and it's got this weird melody. I remember listening to it and thinking, like, why is he singing like that? He's trying to hit the melody of the song, I think. But anyway, it's fucking class. Like I say, wouldn't even take up too much of your time to go out and listen to this from front to back.
Just a thing, a word about that. One of the biggest killing regrets I've got is they played Liverpool.
Yeah, they did.
Around 2005 or something like that. And my fucking pig-headedness, Captain Straight Edge mentality at the time, stupid, immature little dickhead. Didn't go because they were all about the drinking and all that. Just stupid, immature mentality I had. One of my biggest regrets is that I never went to see Gangrene playing Roadkill in Liverpool.
Never mind.
Stupid.
Never mind. Yeah. But number 2, again, check it out if you've not heard it.
Yeah. Sticking to Boston, one of my, in my opinion, one of the most underrated bands of the era. Balance of Terror by Wrecking Crew. This is a little bit of a cheat, maybe, because it was released in 1990, but it was recorded in 1988. So I'm having it.
Didn't it come out in 89? Well,
I don't know. Have a look. Google it. I thought it came out in 90.
Because you told me this midweek, and I Googled it, and I'm sure it came up on Discogs as 1989.
I don't know, man. Whatever. I'm having it anyway.
It's in the video.
Yeah, fucking brilliant. This. Do you know what I mean? Like they also released a 7-inch with like a skull and an iron cross on it that I've got, which I recently found out was worth quite a bit of money now, and I've got that. So so I was quite happy when I heard that. But yeah, this album, I've heard a lot of people talk about this band and say it was these and Slapshot that helped put Boston back on the map, as they say, you know, as that saying is.
Part of the
I mean, if you're into like early Agnostic Front, you're gonna buzz off this.
Yeah.
Amazing. Elgin James, you know, the notorious FSU leader guy, militant straight edge group from Boston, did join these at one point later on, but I never heard anything they recorded. Do you know what I mean? With them singing, I don't even know if they did record anything. Maybe they did. I don't know. But the 7-inch and this Balance of Terror, you really can't go wrong with. Really good Boston hardcore. Yeah, keep an eye. But stuff like this, and also bands like Eye for an Eye, also from Boston, don't get spoken about too much. Amazing.
Very true.
Yeah, but yeah, this is just straight up Boston hardcore. Yeah. If you're into all that stuff, you're gonna love this if you haven't heard it. Yeah, really good. And it's quite cheap to get hold of as well. It got re-released on Ice Cream, and I think I got this for about 15 quid.
Oh, really?
So yeah.
Not bad.
So yeah, there you go. Wrecking Crew, Balance of Terror.
Nice. Pick number 3 for me. I've gone RKL, Rich Kids on LSD, Keep Laughing. Now, So this is a re-release of and it's the album plus the 7-inch plus a few other loose tracks. I think all the stuff they released on Mystic early doors. So it's called a best of. It's not really a best of. It is just that collection of stuff. But the album, keep laughing. 11 tracks, fucking flawless. Every tune's great, absolutely great. Like if you ask me, anyway. But
I got into that late and I was quite pleasantly surprised when I heard the first time. Like, this is really good.
This is heavily influential, funny enough, on a lot of stuff that you probably can't stand.
Yeah, maybe.
So like, these obviously from California. A lot of that stuff I know for a fact. Like No Effects, Fat Mike talks about how influential these are all the time. On that,
it's
like,
fast though. So I like those fast.
All those bands that came out in the late 80s, but all those play fast as well. Do you know what I mean? That's what they were taken from. Anyway. I digress a little bit, but tune after tune. It opens with Think Positive, class. Dead's Head, class. Pothead, class. Beautiful Feeling 2, class. Like, it's fast. I think it was you said to me, actually, you feel like maybe a bit Circle Jerks-ish. I wouldn't disagree with that. Definitely up there. It's catchy as well, though, isn't it? Like, tuning. Like, proper, you know. But it's hardcore, straight hardcore, isn't it? Yeah. It's class with the artwork. I can't remember what's his name. Beanie something, I think his name was. The little mascot they had. But it's quite famous. I think that's their like logo. You know. You'll hear them called Rich Kids on Acid, Rich Kids on LSD, or RKL. Yeah. And also, just a little funny tidbit, side note, and I don't know how true it is or it's been verified officially, but Josh Brolin, the actor,
I've heard this.
Was the drummer very early on in the end. They might not have even had the name yet, but the original few people who got together to start this band, I think he was...
Yeah, I remember seeing that on an interview,
And he was part of like the California hardcore scene in the 80s. Like, but I saw that and I only found that out fairly recently. But it's fucking great. Again, if you've not heard this, because these are a band as well, I don't think massively talked about. Like, you know, they don't get talked about as much as a lot of the other bands who came out of California, especially in the early 80s, obviously.
Is that because they were much bigger names, though? You know.
I mean, as I was going to say, obviously they're not. You know, they're not going to get it in the same bracket as maybe talked about as influential as Black Flag or Circle Jerks, or maybe even. But it's fucking good, man. I love it. I picked it. Obviously, I really like it in terms of like. That straight up fast hardcore sound. Should get on it. And like you said about the Wrecking Crew one, this is not are knocking about right now, fairly cheap. Yeah, you can pick it up on vinyl. It's brilliant. Get it.
My next pick is something that I reckon everyone would probably expect him to pick over me. But I've got to say, this is one of my favourite hardcore albums ever. Actually,
I'll just say I definitely would have picked this though.
Yeah,
if you didn't.
Right. Mr. Discord next door to me missed out because I swooped on this straight away. And there we go, Can I Say by Dag Nasty. Amazing early melodic hardcore, quite influential on like emo stuff as well.
They were a part of the revolution, even though he's the guy Brian Baker, and he coined it as a derogatory term, really. But
I've spoke to a lot of people recently, and some people do prefer Dag with Sean, which is obviously the other recordings of a lot of the songs on there. But I do prefer this with Dave Smalley. Do you know what I mean? But I have spoken to a few people who do like Dag with Sean more.
Okay. So are they like interesting?
Yeah.
Okay.
But this was when you think about the stuff this probably influenced all that posy melodic hardcore stuff that came along in the 90s and like, you know, your Champions, you Have Hearts and all that. Yeah. You're all listening to this, you know what I mean?
Definitely.
I'm going to go out on a limb and I'm going to make a big claim. This is by far my favourite Discord release.
Okay.
And, you know that's a big claim with you.
To me it is.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Well, it's not really a big claim because, to be fair, that is fucking brilliant.
Yeah,
everything you're saying about it's true. It's fucking brilliant. Literally one of my all-time favourite hardcore songs, Circles.
Yeah, well, fucking, you took my... I was about to say, Circles, the harmony in Circles is just amazing.
It's the best song.
Yeah, Circles is amazing. But, you know what song I love? And I find it funny that Terror covered it.
Did they?
Yeah, they covered I've heard this, I've heard that, what do I believe?
I'm not into that band. So
no, I'm not into that band either, that's why.
I've not heard that cover.
Yeah, of all the bands to cover, you wouldn't think Terror would cover a song on this. But so they covered that as well. Yeah, it's just, I just love Dag Nasty all round, but this album is just, it's just amazing.
It's class, like you say, it's flawless, front to back, and circling back to Circles, it is like if you go and listen to one song out of all these picks, go and listen to that.
Yeah. Brian Baker as well from Minor Threat fame,
and Bad Religion after these as well.
Yeah, so that's my next pick. Dag Nasty, Can I Say?
Amazing. Like I did make a bold claim at the start of this video saying that out of all the picks we picked, I think Final Conflict is my favourite. But that Dag Nasty record is up there as well, to be fair. Anyway, my fourth pick, I've gone Adrenaline OD, Humungusfungusamongus, the second album.
You know, you've picked that just before you start. Sorry.
Yeah.
What year was Wacky Hijinks?
84, I think.
Oh, okay, I'll let you off. I'll let you off then.
Oh no, Wacky Hijinks is obviously...
I'm
just going to say, the debut is obviously well-known. Yeah. It's the classic.
Yeah.
And it's fucking brilliant. But so's this, to be fair. I feel like this is...
I've not heard it. I've got Wacky Hijinks and it's amazing.
This is fucking... much of a muchness, really. Like, you know, it's quite similar. Like New Jersey. It's fast hardcore, but it's got a bit of mid-paced punk to it as well. Yeah. Very catchy. Very funny, witty... Takes the piss a lot out of like suburban life in America. You know, they do it. It's almost juvenile at times, but not juvenile at the same time because it's quite it's clever and intelligent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You get what you're saying.
You get what I'm saying. But it's fucking really fun. That's best I can describe. I can get of this band and this record specifically. It's just fun. Mm-hmm. Like I every time I listen to it, I always really enjoy it. Like it's great. This. And again, it's only about half an hour long. I think there's 19 or 20 songs on it. It's tune after tune, though. Honest to God. Yeah, Wacky Hijinks. Definitely go and look for that one as well. But if you ever come across this, you might want to pick it up if you've never heard it, because I think it's a little bit... It doesn't get talked about as much as the debut, obviously, and it's probably not as good as the debut, but it is good. So, yeah, go and check it out. I can't... What much more to say, really? Yeah. You know, they're from New Jersey.
I can't add much because I haven't heard that one.
You haven't heard it, yeah. But like they say, they're from New Jersey. Fast, fun, quite clever, witty lyrics at times, taking the piss a lot. Let's go and check it out.
Talking about bands who've got humour and take the piss, but also can deliver the fucking anger at the same time. Poison Idea, Kings of Punk. If you're going to have an album called Kings of Punk...
You've got to be able to back it up.
Yeah, exactly. This starts off with a fucking brilliant fucking... Comes right out the blocks at 100 mile an hour with the song Lifestyles. Fucking amazing. These guys as well, they had a few amazing EPs before this came out. They did the Pick Your King.
He's amazing.
And... Record Collectors or Pretentious Arseholes EP. You pretentious arsehole.
Yeah.
So but this is like, to me, this is everything a hardcore album should be. You know, it's fast, pissed off, dirty, full of frustration, but it does have a lot of humour going on as well.
They don't take themselves that seriously.
No, it does have quite a bit of humour.
At the same time, yeah.
All you have to do is look at some of the photos and stuff like that, some of the lyrics and that. And it's just...
You got the balance perfect, I think, for that. Like that,
There's do you know what I mean? And this is to me. I know a lot of people like don't want Tiny Tim on the front as I feel the darkness or something. I'm, you know what? Nah, to me this is
it.
Yeah.
I don't think I've heard much of their stuff. I don't. I wouldn't say it's good.
To me though, this is the one, man. I love this one. I know. Do you know what I mean?
I think Pick Your King is really the one I might.
Yeah, but we're picking albums here.
No, I don't talk about this video. I just mean in general. But out of the albums, I agree. That's the best one.
Yeah, I absolutely love it. Like I say, there's a few like maybe mid-paced ones, but once these get going, they sound as pissed off as anyone. Really as pissed off as anyone. You know, there's a little bit of negative approach going on, but maybe with a little bit more of a rock and roll kind of thing.
Definitely that there.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, you know, it's like, that's what I mean. Like it's a bit of negative approach, but with more of a traditional rock and roll kind of thing.
Rock and roll.
So amazing. And it's recently been reissued, but it's quite expensive to buy, unfortunately. I think I got mine. I'd had it on CD for years. Southern Lord released it. But we wanted it on vinyl, both of us, didn't we? We both got it recently, and it's pretty fucking expensive to buy, but it's an essential one. Kings of Punk.
It's great.
Poison Idea.
Yeah, it's amazing pick. Again, possibly would have gone in my list if you hadn't picked it, that one. Yeah. So my last pick, could be a controversial one, not sure, but I'm going with it anyway.
I don't think it's controversial,
Scream,
man.
This side up. Now, when I say controversial, what I mean is this may be only about 50% of a hardcore album, and there's a lot of other stuff going on, but I picked this for two reasons. One, I absolutely fucking love it. You know, one, part B, also it's on Discord. We all know I love Discord, but I think this is quite a good representation of what I was saying at the beginning of the video about bands going melodic, for instance. Like, the sound evolved, and this came out in 85, right on smack on Revolution Summer, where they were out of, but I don't think were really part of that group of bands that kind of moved away from the scene a little bit. I think these got left behind, but were still, like, the first tune on here, Bet You Never Thought, it's honestly, it's poppy, it's like college rock, but then the next song, Things to Do Today, goes straight back to more of that, like, hardcore sound. This song's only like Glue Sniff, you know, that's pretty hardcore, No Money Down, pretty much a hardcore song. You've got Still Screaming, which was the name of the album before this, which is also fucking great. And it's a reggae song, like, just drops right into a
They've got a great discography on this, that Discord have released with everything. It's amazing. It's essential by that.
Definitely, pretty much everything. In fact, they put out a new album last year. I haven't actually heard it yet.
Yeah.
But I think it was getting pretty positive reviews, to be honest. But yeah, as I say, I picked this as well to say about, like, you know, bands sort of sound progressing, changing a little bit, but still kind of remaining true and starting being part of hardcore and punk in general. It's fucking great. A little bit of an undersung band, I think, in general, especially coming out of that, you know, early to mid 80s in DC. Everybody knows all the big bands out of there. I think these probably most well known because Dave Grohl at one point was in the band, wasn't he?
Did he record with them?
He may have done, but it definitely up the first 2 albums he hasn't. I'm not sure. He was in them for a couple of years, so he must have done some
There's
stuff.
a great story with that I read Dave Grohl's book, and there's a great story where he's on tour with Scream, and they played with Cro-Mags and CBGBs, and he got attacked by Harley Flanagan's pit bull.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
but it was quite a funny story, especially if you hear it on audiobook. It's quite funny.
I read it, but it was funny. Like, but but definitely go and check it out. I think, like, especially like. I can't, like I say, that first tune, like, when you hear it, like, you put this on, you might think, well, that's definitely not, like, it's not a hardcore tune, it's not even, it's punky-ish, but it's, like I say, it's more college rock, a bit jangly, it's melodies in it, it's, like, so sweet, man, it's like a pop song.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of hardcore on here, like I said, the reggae, but it's fucking class. So,
I don't think it's a pick that's that outfield, to be honest.
No, it's not like I'm picking something that you could never even argue the point is hardcore. But because there was a few things like actually I was toying with picking that were maybe only border hardcore, and I decided to leave off the list. You know, I won't say what they were, but definitely check this out if you've not heard them.
I'm gonna dip into the straight edge now. Desperately unlucky to not make my straight edge list a few weeks ago.
Yeah, I thought you would.
Yeah, well, because of this video now, it's given me the opportunity to pick them. Definitely. So, bold, speak out, amazing. So, great youth crew hardcore from New York. Got some anthemic tunes on, like Nail to the X. And the first time I actually heard these was on the New York hardcore compilation on Revelation that I got when I was really, really, really young. The first tune on that is actually Wise Up by Bold. And straight away I was like, this, what a song to open a compilation with up, do you know what I mean? Another thing I love about these guys, before they were called Bold, they were called Crippled Youth. They released the 7-inch during the fight. And on that 7-inch, when they recorded that, I think they were like 12 or 13 years old.
Really young,
and it's amazing to hear the passion and the anger coming from these kids, you know what I mean? It's just absolutely amazing. You just look at all the pictures of them playing live. It's I just think it's so cool, you know what I mean? But this is absolutely amazing. Like I say, it was really unlucky not to make my list. The latest stuff of Bold was kind of...
Yeah, that to be fair.
Nah, man, the latest stuff of them is kind of... They're really pushing the boundaries of music, you know. I wouldn't say it was like emo, but it's more like just like rock music, you know what I mean?
Middle of the road kind of rock.
I know a lot of people, it's not for everyone, but a lot of it, like, they got a tune called Today We Live, which is like from that era. I fucking love it. Do you know what I mean?
I've not heard that, not heard anything else.
But this is just your straight up youth crew hardcore.
Classic,
but really fucking good. Do you know what I mean? Not really much else I can say about it. 1988, Revelation Records. Speak out, Bold.
So that's our top 5 picks. So what are you going honourable mention?
I'm going to go Christ on Parade, Sounds of Nature.
I'm going to go Neurosis, Pain of Mind.
So what are we doing next week?
So next week we're going to do top 5 Holy Grails.
They're records that, for no matter how much we've tried, we've never been able to get a hold of.
Whether that's for the value, cost of them, or that they just are simply rare.
Yeah.
Any records, 7-inch, 10-inch, 12-inch, we're covering them all, 5 of them.
And we want to know what yours are as well.
So don't forget to like and subscribe, ring that bell, all that. Check us out on Instagram and Facebook, and tune in next week.